Hello, good day. This is SeeWing Yee from the Yee Real Estate Network. We helped out-of-state investors to buy remote turnkey cash flow properties in the best markets in the country over many, many years. And the idea is to, giving on one's personal goals and objectives. And they, depending on how much financial resources they have, we typically recommend to buy a so-called a portfolio of turnkey cash flow homes in different markets for diversification, for cash flow, and for passive income growth. So ultimately, you can use the cumulative cash flow from each rental properties in the future to potentially replace your earned income, your paycheck, if you will. Not maybe not totally, depends, right? If the more properties you buy, the the better chance of you that can replace your paycheck if that's your goal, right? But some people, they don't want to buy that many. Some want to people buy a lot. It all depends on the individual situation. But the the um, the business model, if you will, the portfolio I would share with you has been proven to be successful over the years, and many of our investors have achieved tremendous amount of passive income for their retirement using the system and the methodology I'm about to share with you. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to disclose to you what is possible in your situation, and it's not overwhelmingly impossible. It is very realistic, but it still can take time, right? It takes time to accumulate and acquire your real estate portfolio. Some people, they're extremely motivated. They're able to do several properties all at one time, even with mortgages. But for most, they start with one rental at a time, which is fine as long as you have the system, the methodology, the formula, and the consistency, and all that plays a role in terms of how you can reach your goal. Okay, so with that said, let's proceed. All right. So here is the portfolio. I know, uh, you know, giving today's market scenario, a lot of people, they want to buy brand new constructions or newer homes in more expensive areas, such as in South and Southeast, but they looking for equity appreciation, a little bit of cash flow, which is fine. Those properties are much more expensive, but uh, some of you want cash flow quicker, uh, more cash flow, not so much appreciation, with a lower acquisition cost, lower purchase price, lower down payment, and lower out of pocket. So it all depends on your situation. But okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and I'm gonna give you my recommendation. So I'm not gonna talk about specific city or specific market, but I'm about to say I do want to go over this. I want to share that in order for you to achieve potentially high passive cash flow with low purchase price cost, uh, I would say the Midwest area. You know what I mean by Midwest, right? Uh, Midwest. I mean, in Memphis, Tennessee, St. Louis, Missouri, Indianapolis, Indiana, Buffalo, New York, Cleveland, Ohio, Detroit, Michigan, Toledo, Ohio, those kind of Midwest blue collar type of realistic markets where you can uh, buy at a very low price point and very high rent relative to the price point that you're buying. Does that make sense? All right, okay. So this is a sample portfolio, and you have the ability potentially to buy this type of property. But I know you can buy single family homes or duplex or triplex or fourplex. I'm not going to go anything beyond fourplex because I want you as an investor to qualify for the best interest rate possible in a historical interest rate, and you want to buy using loans that Fannie Mae guideline loans, right? 1 to 4 units, and a very, very favorable. You can, per individual, you can buy up to you can obtain up to 10 mortgages per uh, buyer, right, if you will, right? So anyway, so I'm using the example of a duplex, all right? I mean, we could, so now this kind of duplex are, there are, I could make the argument that the inventory of this type of duplex with a return as indicated are, I could say is plentiful, but plentiful means you can find this type of inventory on a consistent basis. But having said that, right, I mean, we all been hearing, we have extremely historical low supply of homes, very, very high demand, and a record low interest rate, right? So it's a very challenging market. We get that. I'm not going to dwell over it. If you want to access the video that I do about that, you can, you can click my website or, search the YouTube video under Yee Real Estate Network, and you'll find many other videos that I've done that will talk about the big picture real estate market. But let's focus on this duplex, all right? So because I find this is a good formula. I mean, it's really a good formula. So just bear with me. So basically, I need my reading glass. So this duplex is okay, the best way to buy is, of course, not on your own, right? You need a team to help you. You need what I describe as a turnkey provider on the ground at whatever market you're pursuing in the Midwest, where this type of property is available for you. But having said that, these days, it's very hard to find this kind of inventory. So you have to find the right turnkey provider. Very, very hard to do. And this type of houses are very limited. There are many more investors than there are available inventory to purchase even these type of inventory. So you got to be very, proactive. You have to find the right team. You have to be disciplined, the whole 9 yards. Anyway, so this duplex is the numbers are really, really make sense. So we're talking about a duplex for, in this case, $65,000, right? A duplex means both sides, right? Two families living on each side, separate entity, in case some of you do not know what I mean by a duplex, right? There are two doors, right? Two entities, two separate entities, addresses, whatever, in one building, all right? So fourplex means 4 doors, 4 different families living in 4 different units. All right, so having said that, so a price point, look, this property, the ideal situation where the turnkey provider, right, will buy these kind of homes in a stressful situation, so they can buy it at a discount. They buy at a very deep discount. Then the turnkey provider will use their rehab team to fix up the house, the roof, the boiler, the electricity, the foundation, whatever is necessary. And then at the end of the day, this turnkey provider in an off-market situation, from their personal inventory, if you will, they will sell you these turnkey properties, all completely rehabbed, completely renovated into a turnkey status where, a renter can move in just like that, right? So the price you're getting, no negotiation. This is not in a multiple listing service. You don't have to go through the hassle and the stress of a bidding war that we've been hearing out there. So this is a personal inventory that belong to a particular turnkey provider in a particular neighborhood, in a particular market. If you're able to find this type of system, this type of trusted team, they have a great track record. This team it's a turnkey, it's an umbrella, one-stop shop. They have their own property managers, they have their own rehab team, they can refer you to a local inspector to inspect the home. They have an independent appraiser that will appraise the value of this property. and the loan agents or and the realtor or provider for you. So it's a one-stop shop whereby as an investor, you don't have to, you can live 3,000 miles away and can achieve to create this type of portfolio. Does that make sense? All right, with that said, once again, okay, many of our investors have done these kind of things and they have done it very successfully over the past 10 years. Okay, that's all I have to say. All right. So anyway, this duplex is only 65,000. It's built, 80, 90, 100 years ago. But then again, it does not matter if it is renovated, if it's rented. You look at the yield, the return. It's all about the return, right? And if you have minimal maintenance costs down the road and vacancy factor is very minimal, if you have a property manager that will do everything for you on the ground, hey, you can make it work for you, right? You can buy and hold for a long, long time if that's what you want, right? So $65,000 duplex, right? We're talking like 30 something thousand per door. That's pretty good, darn good value, right? And you put 25% down payment anytime you buy a duplex or higher. The lending guideline is such that you need minimal 25% down, whereas on a single family home rental, the minimal down is 20%. Sometimes you could even do at 15% down payment. We pay a little bit of PMI and all that, but minimal 25% down payment on duplex or higher, which is the case. So 25% down payment multiplied by $65,000 purchase price of this duplex. As you can see, the down payment is only $19,650. You add on the closing costs, approximately $3,000. A few other fees, then the total out of pocket is less than $24,000. Imagine you can get financing from investment loan agent, which we have in-house as well within our network. And not all lenders can do these kind of loans, such as small purchase price. But assuming that the appraisal, is consistent with the list price, the financing is available in certain market, not all markets. But given the current scenario, you can get financing on a 25% down. Your total out of pocket is only $24,000 to purchase an asset, an income producing, cash flow producing, very high performance asset, worth $65,000. All right. So look at the power of leverage that are afforded you if you use the right strategies, right? And it is a very good strategy. So having said that, again, this property or in a C to C plus neighborhood, is not dilapidated, is not high crime, is not a rough neighborhood, blue collar neighborhood. That the tenant are very law-abiding citizens. They love to rent. They can rent for years, sometimes on the same house, right? So, pretty blue-collar, working-class neighborhood where there are a lot of renters are more than happy to pay you. In this case, the total rent on both sides are 1,100, right? 1,125. So each door, each tenant will pay you a little bit less than $600 per week. Per month, I'm sorry, right? So you have two tenants, they're paying you approximately $600 per month. So your gross rent before deductions on both doors is a little bit, $1,125. Then that took the liberty to minus the 5% vacancy. As you can see here, the general assumptions, 5% vacancy, right? Then you can equal operating income of $1,068. Then you minus the property taxes, the typical debt obligations associated with any rental property you buy, right? You minus monthly taxes, monthly insurance, monthly property management fee, typically 10% of the rent, maybe 8% sometimes, depends, right? And this is the operating expenses, and then you do a 25% down payment. So, whatever, right? And so your whatever you down your mortgage is a couple $100. Okay, then you minus everything out at the end of the month, you could have a positive cash flow of a little bit more than $400. So there's a very good rate of return, right? Capitalization rate of 13%, which is very high. Cash and cash return 24%. I know these numbers, some of you you don't get it. That's fine. I'm just giving you a big picture. At the end of the day, you can potentially monthly cash flow with a little bit more than $400 or so, and then your annual net cash flow, like $5,600. So, right, if you can buy all you committing, all you're committing is like 23 grand to buy these kind of duplexes. What if you have the money to buy 5 or 10, right? Just do the math. A mere $24,000 of total out of pocket to buy you a $65,000 duplex with the rent given the situation, you can trigger around $450 a monthly net cash flow. Just do the math. How much money you have? If you have $100,000 of cash, you can finance 4 of these properties at giving the cash flow. Simple addition, third grade math. 4 properties multiplied by $450 per property, right? We're talking like $2,000 monthly net cash flow, passive income. Okay, do the math. So if you have, you buy at least 1, that's fine. You can buy 5 or 10 of these type of cash flow properties. Hey, depending on your salary, whatever, you could either 100% replace your earned income after you purchase 10 of these duplexes, right? I know I'm talking in a very ambitious manner, but hey, some of you do have $230,000 cash to finance 10 of these duplexes in the next few years, right? And then you can achieve whatever, $4,000, $4,500 monthly net cash flow. We're talking like $50,000 passive income to live on, right? So is it enough to replace your paycheck? I don't know, but it could substantially improve your financial situation where you have better options, you have choices to walk away from your full-time job or work part-time or don't work at all. It all depends on your situation and your financial freedom goals, how much expenses you intend to incur. So, right? But at the end of the day, this type of numerical formulas, this type of acquisition using high cash flow properties, high returns, low down payment, turnkey approach, using a reputable turnkey provider, that will do everything for you. That's the key, right? Passive investing, remote passive investing, it can be very successful. Is 100% guarantee? Of course not. There are some risk. I only put down few percent of vacancy rate. I put down 5% of maintenance rate. I mean, things will break down. We get it. We know that maintenance, upkeep, whatever. But I did my best to using the calculations, using the numbers to factor in as a realistic situation as much as possible, right? So that's it. This is the your numerical formula to achieve financial freedom using this type of real estate portfolio, buying these kind of properties under your name, get the financing on historical low interest rate and whatever, and yeah, in a way simple, but it all depends on your situation, right? So that's pretty much I have. So I mean, yeah, you can modify your portfolio accordingly. You don't have to do exactly what I shown you, but the high level, it makes sense, right? This is the kind of portfolio you could realistically achieve. Okay, thank you so much for listening. This is SeeWing Yee from the Yee Real Estate Network. And one quick thing at the bottom of this video is my website. You could easily click on my website and click on the newsletter. Then you could input your email into our newsletter. You become a free member of our organization, the Yee Real Estate Network. Then you will be able to receive on a weekly basis real estate investment opportunities, real estate education. And then if and when you are ready, then you can reach out to one of our financial counselors and we'll work with you on a one-on-one basis to help you create your financial freedom goals using similar real estate investment methodology as I explained to you on this video presentation. All right, thank you so much for your time. See you on the other side. This is SeeWing Yee from the Yee Real Estate Network. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.